Okay, he's turning westbound. Yes, he just turned left. He's at our 2 o'clock right now. Cool. Six, 7 units. Wow. 7 units in pursuit. They may, they're gonna try to pit, but this isn't the best spot to do it. It's so busy. There's cars on either side. You really don't want to do it here. May try to do it here. Okay, he came out of it. They didn't pit. Okay, right under us. Okay, he's right out your door. Okay, now behind us. Directly behind. 9 o'clock. But he's gonna try to drive out of it. They're trying to pit, but he's right out my side now. And they're trying to box him in. He's still trying to get away. Okay, they're trying to box him in. One officer out of the vehicle. That officer drew his gun. I don't think he fired off any shots. But they keep trying to box him in. Okay, but he's still able to drive out of it. Bonita at Berkeley, we're in Claremont still, and I think it is Claremont Police. Oh man, they are really trying to pit this guy, but he's still able to drive away. So he's right out my door, George. Okay, right out your side. He's right out your door. Oh, losing control. He's spinning out here. Losing control. He's up on the center median there. Officers are trying to pit him. This might be it. I think he's stuck. The car is smoking. Surrounded by officers here. It was 7 patrol units behind this guy. My pilot, George, is going to bring the helicopter around so we can get on the other side of this tree. We're at Town and Bonita. Officers descending on the vehicle with their guns drawn. I can't hear this one on the scanner, so I can't tell you for sure what's going on in the vehicle. But they have him surrounded. Unclear how many people may be in the car, or if the driver's a man or a woman. But you saw it here, the driver losing control, ending up on that center median, that center island. And so far, no one is out of the vehicle. There's the police canine. We're at Town and Bonita, Jack, if you could punch that in a map. Town and Bonita. So keep coming around, George, because I want to see the driver's side. Right now we see the back side. You're almost there. Okay, this is good. I'll take it because I can see the driver door. Yeah. And Jack, I'm seeing the primary is Claremont, and Upland is now assisting. So if you want to give Upland a call too, they might be able to give us some info. Can you call Upland? Yes. Yeah, call Upland because they're here too. Okay. No worries. Yes. Hey, for everyone watching us online, we of course thank you for your viewership. I'm sorry I didn't talk to all of you who are messaging me. Well, you know I always like to show you love back, so thank you. But obviously this has been a pretty crazy chase here that has come to an end here at Town Avenue and Bonita. I don't know the exact city on this one. It could be Upland, but our assignment desk is running it right now. It's like Pomona. Okay, so Pomona is the actual city on this. So we're in Pomona. For the most part, the chase was in Upland, Ontario, as well as Claremont, but just kind of crept into Pomona right now, and that's where it came to an end. The driver essentially just lost control of the vehicle. It was a self-pit, if you could call it that. So he lost control, ended up stuck there on the center island, and was immediately surrounded by officers who had been trying to box him in for the last 10 minutes. They tried multiple pit maneuvers, none of them worked. He was able to drive out of all of them, but finally came to a stop here, and not because he wanted to, but because he had to. The car looks like a Jeep to me, a Jeep SUV. It has a bike rack in the back with a bike, and at this point, unclear how many people may be in the car, or if the driver's even okay. I mean, after a collision like that, who knows? But you see that officers have their guns drawn in the direction of the driver's side door. And we're just waiting to see if this person complies and gets out of the vehicle. If he or she doesn't, it could turn into a SWAT situation that would bring out the Bearcats and the SWAT team, of course. But you see them reaching here for less than lethal rounds too, because they can beanbag those windows to give them a little better view of what's going on inside the vehicle. For now, they're putting the police canine away, but he is here too, should his services be needed. Go ahead, Jack. Let me check. Hey, George. If we land at Brackett, or how long can we stay from now? Whatever's closest. Yeah, they do. Okay, so we could stay till top of 7, you think? Yeah. Jack, we're good till top of 7. We can do the top, and then we'll land at Brackett for fuel. Well, I'm gonna tell him to get out at 7, cause you know. Not yet. It's 6:46. So we're gonna do, yeah, if we can, do the top of 7, fuel permitting. Okay, cool. So we'll do top of 7 and then we'll land for fuel. It's 6:46 right now. So let's try to stay till top of 7. We'll just do the top and then we'll land at Brackett. Okay, so for all of you just joining us, this is a pursuit that our good friend PubScan LA on Twitter told us about when we were over doing our LAX coverage. there's a protest going on around the surface streets there of the LAX airport. And once we pulled off of that coverage, we came here thinking that the pursuit was going to be over by then because it had been going on for quite some time already. The Ontario police ship was overhead. We found the chase, and the vehicle looks like a Jeep, dark in color, dark tinted windows. And at the time, it wasn't clear to me who was in pursuit, but now that we have a slightly tighter shot, I can see that Claremont Police was the primary, and then Upland Police is now assisting, but we're actually in Pomona, so I would venture to say Pomona police officers are probably going to end up helping with traffic control and not the actual chase on this one. The want is unknown to us at this time. Our assignment desk did make some calls to those respective police departments, but understandably, they're very busy, so they weren't able to give us any more information. But I can tell you that it's at least, of course, a failure to yield and reckless driving, because we witnessed that. Other than that, it is unclear what the original want may have been. It's unknown how many people may be in the car, and it's also unknown if the driver is a man or a woman. But the car, again, is a Jeep-style vehicle with a bike rack in the back, bike hanging from the rear. And this looks like it was a chase that went on for quite some time, but when we were overhead, it was at least 30 minutes worth of pursuit that we were able to catch. And where we're at is Town Avenue at Bonita in Pomona. Oh, okay, yeah, no worries. No, it's fine now, because before it was only a problem because the pursuit was behind us, but now that it's in front of us, it's fine. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no worries. Yes. Thank you to everyone who reached out to me on X and let me know that the front passenger tire is actually basically down to the rim. I couldn't see it from the side we were on, so I'm sure that was affecting his ability to drive and is likely why he lost control. I know Jose told me that, so thanks Jose, as well as Hex. You both were on it on that one. Couldn't see that side, so thank you. So we do have the NBC4 News at 7 o'clock coming up here in the next 10 minutes with the Colleen Williams. So we hope you can tune in for that. If you're in the LA area, it's Channel 4, but you can also find us on NBCLA.com. And of course, you can always download our app, because then you'll get updates when we get crazy chases like this or any other breaking news. But for now, nothing has really changed here in the last few minutes. Once this guy lost control and got stuck there in the center island and was surrounded by all these officers, there really has been no movement. They are pointing their flashlights directly at the driver window there. And the reason they do that is they essentially want to blind him so that he can't see out, and hopefully they can see in. But we really haven't seen any movement. He hasn't brought his window down, hasn't tried to open his door, or try to move the vehicle in any way. So at this point, it's unclear what his condition may be. But officers continue to make call-outs here to try to bring this person out of the car. So town is going to be shut down between Bonita and Harrison. Okay. So if you're in the Pomona area and you're wondering how this is going to affect you, so Town Avenue is shut down between Bonita and Harrison, both sides for this, while they try to take this guy into custody. Hey studio, I gotcha. Mike Level for News Chopper 4. We're in Pomona over the end of a pursuit involving... Hey, copy that, 5 out. And once again, for everyone watching us, thank you very much for your viewership. We are getting ready for the NBC4 News at 7 o'clock. So if you're in the LA area, that's channel 4. NBCLA.com on the web. And I do see a Bearcat is arriving on scene. So this is turning into a standoff SWAT situation. So what they'll do is they'll bring that Bearcat and then they'll replace one of the squad cars with it and try to box this guy in. And these situations can be unpredictable. They can, be resolved within minutes or they can be resolved within hours. But sooner or later they get resolved, especially when this guy is in a vehicle that's not drivable. Okay, here's the Bearcat moving in. So they're gonna try to move this unit, I think. Yeah, that was I think that was one of the Upland police units. They're gonna move him out of the way. And they'll bring in the Bearcat. Three minutes, George, to the top. Copy that, 2 out. Copy that, 90 out. Colleen, officers from the Claremont Police Department repeatedly tried to pit this guy to bring things to an end, but somehow he kept being able to drive himself out of it. But eventually, he just lost control. He spun out on his own and ended up stuck here on the center island for Town Avenue at Bonita here in the city of Pomona. But this is still not over because this guy is still in the vehicle, refusing to come out. So because of that, it has become a standoff situation where you now see a Bearcat that has positioned itself behind the vehicle, guaranteeing that it's not going to go anywhere, and they're going to try to negotiate with this person and try to get him out of the vehicle. At this point, it's unclear why police officers were in pursuit to begin with, but it is, of course, at least a failure to yield and reckless driving, a pursuit that made its way through multiple cities. Claremont, Ontario, Upland, and finally here in Pomona, where again, the guy is still not in custody. That's latest here from Pomona in News Chopper 4. I'm Eliana Moreno. Colleen, let's send it back down to you. This is the biggest street that's going to be shut down, Colleen, and because it is such a wide street, it looks like it's mostly just going to be Town Avenue between Bonita and Harrison here in the city of Pomona. Thanks, guys. Alrighty, George, we're good to land for fuel at Brackett. Let's land at Brackett for fuel. Yeah. Thank you to everyone who watched us online. We, of course, thank you for your viewership. We're actually in need of fuel, so we're going to land for fuel at Brackett. There is another pursuit, though. Our good friend PubScan just told me about it. CHP is also in pursuit, so we're going to try to be really quick about this fuel and come back up. And if that pursuit is still going on, we'll bring it to you live. But for now, from News Chopper 4, I'm Eliana Moreno alongside my pilot, George. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Towards Ventura Boulevard. It was a southbound turn, got a little turned around right there as we were setting up Sky 9 this evening. As far as him driving erratically, I'm not really sure. There must have been something that cued the officers earlier on when they attempted to make it. Here comes that pit maneuver. That vehicle coming up right up next to it, nice and slow, spinning that car out. Look at that. That is a beautiful pit as far as tactics go. Now that car coming to a stop, some other vehicles in the other lanes. Now, was it enough to disable it? Was it enough to shake that driver up? It does seem like it. The car coming to a stop out here on Winnett